Right, hi everybody, God bless you, and this is StrongerMan.com, SuperhumanTraining.com. This is Bud Jefferson. This is Donnie Thompson, legend, Mr. 3000, super guy, whole thing. We've been hanging out with Donnie, and we got some real special stuff to show you, talk to you about real soon. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on, man. So, give everybody the short version of who you are. I mean, you know what I'm saying, or what you got to hear, or where you're at. A lot of people watching will know, but like every time I read something about you, there's something I didn't know that comes out. You know, like, oh, by the way, Donnie was, you know, the first guy to whatever. Donnie invented the squat.
I invented squat, not Dr. Squat. I was a football player, and I played center, and because I was the shortest, I'm 6 foot tall. So I love playing center, and I played center in college. And I played 6 years of arena football during the NFL strike, and then I didn't get to play much in the strike, but I just didn't know that. I didn't know how to pass block real well. And but I got real good at that in arena. But I was in a movie.
I had to sing. I run block like an animal.
Yeah.
Pass block.
Small schools, just back in the '80s were not real good at pass protection. Yeah. Plus we threw the ball maybe 10 times a game. Yeah. But I was in a movie. The program was the center.
Yeah.
You know,
I just heard that a
52.
couple of weeks ago. I didn't even know her. Yeah.
Yeah. I was always ashamed of it because it was such a bad film. But you know, looking back 20 years later, it's kind of fun. Yeah.
How many people can actually say they were, and not a great, you know, acting movie, but one of the legendary football movies.
Yeah.
So hey.
Yeah, we definitely had our share of idiots on there, me included. But if you ever see the ball, anytime you see the ball with the hand doing, that's my big bad hand. and you know, you'll see me every play. I'm the center, number 52. It's pretty funny. And they wouldn't let me say a line because I didn't join the Actors Guild. So they would ask me questions. I'd sit there, duh, kind of like I do today. You know, duh. How do I fix this? So you know, pretty cool. Then I got into powerlifting because I was a commercial gym owner. And I was very bored not competing, and I built the gym up as the best I could at that location, and I could not do anymore. I was like, and I always wanted to powerlift, and I was nervous though, because when people ask you how much weight you can do, how much can you bench? Oh, I can get 500. I'm sure I could get 500, but I could not get 500. You know, I was like 455 at best. That's just touch and go, terrible form. So in a meet, you have to pause it, and then you have to. You know, you can't move stuff around, the feet can't leave, the butt can't come up. So you really don't bench as much. How much can you squat? Oh, 700. I could not squat 700. The truth was, when I got into sixes, I started getting scared. You know, so I thought I'd face these fears that I've had for many years, and I was always very strong. Deadlift was my best lift at the time because I was only 300 pounds. And
did you catch that? I was only 300 pounds at that time.
So well, the thing is you know. When the deadlift, if you get nervous, just let it go.
Yeah.
You know, walk away from it. So if it gets too heavy or you don't like it, you just let it go. You cannot do that on the other two lifts. Yeah. You know, you're screwed. You're food bar. Yeah. Once it's left off on you, you're stuck with it. So, you know, it's kind of you don't have to be real brave to pull heavy because you don't have to do it if you choose not to. But I love the deadlift, and then as I got bigger, deadlift mechanics for me changed. As I got bigger, belly got bigger. I wasn't getting any taller, you know. But I started massing out, shoulders back more, arms retracted some, and you know, so I blew my back out like 3 times on pulling. So I had to come to grips. So yeah, I have a totally fused back naturally.
Oh wow!
Because I would not get surgery. So just you know, came, and that's how we got into rehab. We really got into physical therapy really well. Not a physical therapist, but I love physical therapy. It's my first life. I love fixing things.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that. We're actually here training a little bit at his gym and he was helping somebody train and listening to the inside coaching details, and that's a big thing, man. People don't know.
That's like the one powerlifter. I didn't even know her name. I just took her arm and started compressing her elbow. Right. I mean, I didn't even know who she was.
Right.
But she's massaging her, like she's wincing. Oh. I said, give me that elbow, so I compress it. You know. Right. It's just I love doing that.
Yeah.
So fixing things.
Well, and people don't know. You know, we talk about this a bunch, and people, unless you do extreme stuff, you don't get the extreme knowledge. And
right.
until you've had the kind of weight that you've had on your back and done those things, you don't know what it takes to do it. But not only do you not know what it takes to do it, you don't know what it takes to keep yourself healthy while you're doing it. That's one of the things I'm really excited about with us here and with you is I see a lot of rehab stuff out there. There's some brilliant people. I don't see anybody doing rehab for people who do crazy stuff.
Right.
Really strong people. There's, you know, rehab for your sprint Metcon guys and all that kind of thing. But, you know, a heavy squat in that world is 315, and, you know, you might not even warm up.
Right.
Less than 315. It's a
Oh, I
different
do,
world
yeah.
of strength. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a whole another inside knowledge to help get you healthy. And that's what some of you said. I actually want you to talk about this. You said to me in a conversation that we had that I got to a point where I made my muscles as strong as I could possibly get them, but then I had to do other things to keep myself healthy because it was affecting how much I could live just from the pain or the other issues. Tell me about that.
Well, I 2002, around 2002, 2003, maybe a little bit of 04. I was about as strong as I was going to get. You know, I had not turned. I was on 38, 37, and I was just training hard as hell. I was pushing it. Yeah, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, and you know, I just found I wasn't getting any stronger. So I thought about a few things. I introduced kettlebells, which I love. I love kettlebells, and I introduced kettlebells into my thing. I met Pavel personally. I went and sought him out, you know. And I know a lot of people don't do that. They're like, well, he won't talk to me, but I forced him to. I pulled him aside because my back was hurt. I wasn't making any progress, and I wanted powerlifting back. So I was going to do whatever it took. So I pulled him aside. I'll take those kettlebells and just leap me ahead. He goes, I don't promise anything on the bench, but they help my bench more than anything. You know,
funny.
Yeah. They against your shoulders actually conductor every time you do a swing. So your shoulders got a lot stronger. That was my weak point. I didn't realize it. And then, fortunately, it did jack my arms back up a little bit, but you know, it
still
really
deadlifted better though, right?
Yeah, deadlifted better, everything.
People don't. I actually asked this question today because I was actually interested, and you said they account for about 30% of your total training.
Yeah, my total training now is about 30% kettlebells,
which is amazing. And I encounter this with every heavy guy I go to. You know, they play around because they've seen you do it, or they've seen a couple other heavy guys do something with kettlebells, but they like one thing, and that's they don't give a full commitment
to believe is to commit.
That's right. And they're resistant to it, but they're like, oh, this is for conditioned life. They don't get it. They don't get it. There's a huge strength potential there.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They don't. And I find that the powerlifting and strength worlds are kind of like religious.
They're
worlds.
very religious.
They're exceptionally resistant to any kind of
Take
change.
the same fervor people have for religion.
That's right. That's
whatever
exactly
denomination they are, from the complete extremists to the complete atheists. Okay, and that's what you have in powerlifting world and the strength world.
That's right.
You have extremes in their emotions and in their thoughts and beliefs, and they might have handed down 12 generations of gym knowledge. Nothing's fact. They didn't study a thing.
That's the way I learned it.
That's the way I learned it.
That's how we're doing it.
In 1983, that's how we did it. You know,
that's it. No change.
Yeah, and so I'm like, there's got to be a better way than just trusting my gym knowledge, what I learned at the gym, and you know, with like Louis Simmons was one of the greatest things that came around in powerlifting because he had a methodology that he kind of, you know, brought over from Olympic lifting. He's reading all those books, he's thinking things out. He's like conjugate methods, you know, that's what he calls it. Conjugate methods, you know, dynamic day, you know, max effort day, you know, contrasting things, you know, different strength curves, you know, the bar, adding bands and chains, this is crazy stuff like that. You know, weight reducers have always been around. You're using those too. So, you know, then you've got to say, okay, well, I'm going to take that knowledge and take it another step. And that's kind of what I did. You know, I went and just followed Louis' basic plan. Never swayed from it. Found a way to lift those extremely heavy weights at probably an old age to most people. And
because people probably don't know. I mean, unless they really followed a career or whatever, you didn't achieve your heaviest total ever, 3,000 pounds. So you were 46 years old. That's amazing.
I was 40 when I won the Arnold. 40 years old when I won the Arnold. 43 when I set the all-time total. 46 when I set it again. So I did everything in my 40s.
That's pretty amazing.
And,
well, and you know, people talk about that, but they really don't. If you have a belief system that you live by, and train right and hard, and you take care of yourself, and even if you do nutsoid stuff like you tend to do and I tend to do, you know, 40 is not really a big deal.